I was reading this headline that came out of Philly. It says spike in women seeking license to carry permits comes as Philadelphia violence continues to rise. And this isn't just in Philly. There are headlines like this in cities across America. And apparently they said concealed carry applications in Philly alone spiked 600%. When you look at St. Louis, they're up. When you look a number of cities all over. And the fastest growing, continued to be the fastest growing demo for this is women. And women of all ages. And that's the thing that's really interesting. It's not specifically young women or older women. It's just women of all ages, all creeds, everything. They want to make sure that they're protected. And one of my friends has been doing this for 11 years, is helping train women to shoot and get their concealed carry license. And it's my friend Rick Ector, who does such a great job of this. He joins us now via Skype, and you can find him also at DetroitCCW.com. He's a certified firearms instructor, Second Amendment advocate. We've had him on before, but he's been doing this now 11 years, as I understand it. And Rick, first off, thank you so much for what you do, and appreciate you joining us.
Hey, thank you very much, Dana, and glad to once again be on.
Of course. So, and congrats on doing this. Now you're past a decade, and I know that these classes are always packed. Tell me a little bit about, how you've grown just over the past few years and what you're expecting this year, because as I understand it, this is going to be coming up towards the end of July 30th and July 31st, the 11th annual Free Women's Shooting event in Michigan.
That is correct. You know what? We've started out this event 11 years ago, and it started out modestly. I believe we had 50 people that first iteration.
That's a lot for your first time.
You know, when you're highly optimistic and have lofty goals, inside I was crushed. But you know what? Our mutual friend, Ken Blanchard, encouraged me and told me to keep going. And lo and behold, during the height of the pandemic the year before last, we hit a high water mark in excess of 1,900. And we have high hopes to continue to train as many people, as many women that want to come up.
That's amazing. We're talking to our friend Rick Ector, and you can find him at DetroitCCW.com. You have, really women from kind of all backgrounds, people who, kind of know their way around firearms, women who don't, women who have never, ever gone to the range, who have never picked up a handgun or a rifle or anything. They're learning from you. You're their first point of contact. How has this changed over the years?
Generally, the majority of women that come to the event are first timers. We do have a steady stream every year of people who do return. It's a great way to get in some practice, and you can do it for free. You know what? And I'm glad to do that.
And that's important, not to interrupt you, but you do this for free. You do this at your own time.
Yeah, and sometimes when they do come back, maybe after taking a few years off, they bring other people with them. So it's a great organically grown event.
That's amazing. What are the reasons that women tell you when they show up and they start classes? Like, why are they worried about the crime rate? Are they worried about what are their reasons that they give for wanting to carry and get armed?
Well, in general, the crime, it's a problem in most large urban areas such as Detroit. It's no different than any other. But one thing that I have consistently heard was that all of the news reports that they saw of disturbances all across the country in our largest cities, and the police were just standing down, just watching some communities burn. And it was very disconcerting for a lot of people. And they decided to go ahead and take that step, take the plunge and buy a gun, get some training, and get a carry permit.
Yeah, there you go. I got to get your reaction too to that New York State Rifle and Pistol Association case. That case versus Bruin, when the difference between the May issue and the Shell issue. That's good news for a lot of states where people had to wait for weeks and beg law enforcement to, can we please protect ourselves? And then they had to show good cause to even carry, which I thought, it was just simply showing them the Second Amendment of the United States Constitution. But in New York and New Jersey and California, some of these other states, it wasn't good enough. What do you think that's going to do now towards people wanting to make sure that they can protect themselves? Give me your thoughts on that.
It's going to be excellent for individuals to exercise a greater degree of involvement in their safety. The only real question is going to be is how do they interpret the order from the Supreme Court, and what type of criteria will they have in the qualification process in terms of the training? Will it be 1 hour that exists, I believe, in Florida, according to my buddy, or will it be 8 hours here in Michigan? Or will it be 16 hours in Chicago?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I just still talking to a friend of mine who had lived in New Jersey, and he was telling me all the stuff that he had to go through. And in Illinois, Kane used to live in Illinois. You had to get your permit to purchase. Then you had to go. You had to have multiple permits. Get one to buy. And in Texas and growing up in Missouri, that is so strange to me. That is so strange to have to do that, Rick. It's so weird. And so I'm hopefully, as you were saying, the criteria, they're going to be, pretty straight with how that's interpreted. So this event that's coming up, and we're talking with my friend Rick Ector, and the website is DetroitCCW.com. Rick's been doing this for a long time. Firearms trainer and provider of personal protection systems, does all of this. And you're having the 11th annual Free Women's Shooting, July 30th and 31st. I think that it's free is huge. Because I know that, especially in an inflationary period, money's tight, and this is one thing that, women don't have to worry about.
Well, the one thing that I wanted to do was to remove all barriers. The only issue you have to concern yourself with is getting there. And sometimes another consideration is people don't want to go to some location by themselves, and concerns about privacy, and they don't do that. So I always encourage them when they show up to make friends with a couple of ladies, and then they could be gun range buddies. And as they continue down their path to personal protection, they can pick up a new hobby.
And I think, too, when women know that if they're just starting out, if they know that other women are going to be there, that's also an encouragement. I mean, not to say that going to the range is like a man's thing, but I think for some women who've never done it before, they might have that perspective. And so it's probably encouraging to them to know that other ladies are going to be there, and they can have like a ladies' day out or something.
Well, I would imagine if you were going in and there weren't too many other women there, you might feel a little uncomfortable, but that does not exist at this event. It will be all women. And a lot of people make a lot of good friends. And like I said, range buddies, that's a new relationship that'll be forged. That's
fantastic. Well, people, can they go to DetroitCCW.com to sign up? Where can they go to sign up if they're interested in doing something like going to this?
There'll be registration will open on the 24th. They can either go to my blog, legallyarmedindetroit.com, or they can catch me on social media on Facebook. I have my Rick's Firearm Academy of Detroit page, which is at facebook.com/Michigan CCW, or my profile page, which is facebook.com/Detroit CCW. I'm on all the social media networks that matter.
There you go.
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. If you do a search on my name, Rick Ector, or Legally Armed in Detroit, I guarantee you'll find me.
There you go. And we're glad for that. Yeah, he's also on Twitter at Detroit CCW as well. And we'll make sure we put all that stuff in there, too, so people can find it. Rick, God bless you. I can't thank you enough for doing this for women and helping women protect themselves for so many years. And you've been so selfless at this. Thank you for continuing to do that. And I wish you much success. We'll talk again soon.
Yes, and thank you again for having me on, Dana. Always a pleasure.
Always love it. Thank you so much, Rick. Good to see you.